Before Night Falls by Jorge Martin. Wow, this is a great work, and it's one of those pieces where, you know, we as musicians, we always appreciate it when a composer puts himself right out there and he doesn't compromise. Every bar in this show, he's got something to say with it. Every page of music means something, and what a great story it is. It's a true story. The Cuban poet and writer Reynaldo Arenas, his incredibly difficult life in Cuba, being persecuted by the regime, Castro's regime, escaping to the U.S. on the Mariel boat lift, experiencing terrible poverty, and dying of AIDS in New York City. And still, with that subject matter, there's an element of hope in this show that it's so powerful, and you think, you know, while you're watching it, and while we as musicians, while we're playing it, you know, we're thinking, what more could happen to this guy? Well, lots happens to this guy.
I could not believe the things he went through to get his art out, to publish, to continuously defy a regime that wanted to silence what he had to say and what he had to express as an artist. It's amazing. Anytime I feel a need to complain about, oh, I'm having a tough day learning an aria or a tough day working on a language or something, you know, you stop and think, you don't even know what tough is for your art when you read about the things he went through. Just because it fascinates me. But it's just like the way he talks. I mean, it's just so beautiful. That for instance, he says, there were 3 marvelous things that I enjoyed in the 60s. My typewriter, at which I sat as a dedicated performer would sit at his piano. The unique youth of those days, when everybody wanted to break away from official government policies and be free and make love. And lastly, the full discovery of the sea.
You know, when we talk about contemporary music, many people think that all they will listen to all night long is, which sometimes is the case. And I'm not saying there's no dissonance in this opera, but Jorge, he incorporates Cuban elements so beautifully, and they're not what I just demonstrated. One of them sounds like this. So, although it sounds like, wow, it's a story about a guy who is treated really badly. He, you know, has to live through prison life, and then he escapes, and then gets AIDS and dies. Oh, but it's so much more than that, and it's all about believing in yourself and being true to what it is that you believe, and being true to who you are as a person, and having the courage and the commitment to stick with that in spite of what seem to be just overwhelming obstacles. And I think that's why the piece is so powerful, because it's not just some made-up, wacky story. It's about a real guy who really did all these things, and it's a brave story, and it's brave music, if I can say so. It demands a lot of the singers, demands a lot of the orchestra, and demands a lot of the audience, and it's a really rewarding experience. I've already had the really good fortune to perform the work in public once, and it's such a powerful experience. I know people are going to have a great time watching this show. It's great theater and great music. Yeah.